Hey everybody, Shane Terrio here. Thank you for joining me again today. That was a little tune called Slow. Well, it's an excerpt from a tune of mine called Slow off a record of mine called The Grease Factor. And what I did was I looped the intro, the vamp, because it's a perfect template for today's topic. I kind of looped it over and over into a 1 to a 4 progression, right? So if we're in the key of C, the 1 chord, that's a C dominant 7. 4 chord up a 4th would be F, F9. So those are like just basic voicings with the root in them, right? You hear the C, you hear the F. But there's also another way to voice chords, and as guitar players, we normally don't do this. This is more of a keyboard thing, but it's a very hip thing you can use. I think you'll get a lot of mileage out of it. And what is it? Don't use the root note. Just omit the root note. Believe it or not, sometimes the root note isn't the strongest if you have some of the other information in the chord, i.e. the third, the fifth. It might be all you need, and it empties out a part of the frequency spectrum of the chord, right? And it just allows other things to speak through. So here's what I'm talking about. For this C, let's use this other voicing. I'm going to show you. Here it is. That's a C9, and it's spelled out like this: 3rd, flat 7, 9, and then the 5th is on top. So here's how you finger it. First finger, 5th string, 7th fret. That plays the E. Your ring finger plays the 4th string, 8th fret. That's your flat 7. Your middle finger plays the 7th fret, 3rd string. That is your 9. Your pinky plays the 8th fret, 2nd string. That's the G, and that is your 5th. So you have a 3rd, a 5th, a 9, and the flat 7. No root. There's our root. Now you can, James Brown used this chord a lot. It's kind of this, right? But you don't have there's no root there. Why is this useful? Let me show you the 4 chord move. All right, let's play the 4 chord like this. That's going to be an F13, no root note. The flat 7 is going to be in the bass. All right, so flat 7 of F is E flat. So the flat 7 is what gives it that funky sound. But instead of playing here, I'm going to put it in the root instead. I'm going to put it in the bass rather. So that's the 6th fret, 5th string. My first finger is playing that, E flat. And then 7th fret, 4th string, that A note is going to be played by my ring finger. My pinky is going to play the 13, which is D. And that's 7th fret, 3rd string. And then my middle finger is going to play that F, which is 2nd string, 6th fret. And you get this for F. That's actually, I got that from Danny Gatton a long time ago. So why is that hip? Because a little thing called voice leading. All right, so check this out. Listen how tight the notes resolve. So here's our C9. And then to go to the 4 chord, all I'm doing is dropping this note, dropping this note, dropping that note and that note. And hear how smooth that is? It's a lot tighter than going, right? It just sounds a little more sophisticated. Let me show you another variation. This chord, the Jimi Hendrix, or actually this, we'll play it in C, sharp 9. You could do that here. 3rd, flat 7, flat 3rd. It's the same voicing, no root. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play that vamp again, and I'm going to show you how I'm using some of these in real time so you can check it out. C9, F13. Now I'm going to play that other voicing. And you can put a note on top. You can mix them up a little bit, you know, like. A couple of guys you can check out to hear this concept illustrated at a very high level. Danny Gatton, that's where I got that voicing from. Lenny Bro, which is probably where Danny Gatton got it from. And Lenny Bro used to voice chords, you know, he would do that kind of thing and then put melodies on top and play, you know, he had a voice where you could put a pentatonic on top of that and play melody and rhythm simultaneously. Also, John McLaughlin used to do that with Mahavishnu, where like a major 7 chord, that kind of thing. He would take the major 7, which is the juicy part of the chord, G sharp, and he would put it down on the bass. So you'd have a triad. And it sounds really dissonant, but that's an A major 7 chord. You could actually... That's how, you know, a lot of that Mahavishnu stuff was like that. Also, he would voice things like flat 7 in the bass, so you could have... That would be an A dominant 7, according to John McLaughlin. There's different ways you can do it. You can do a triad over bass note, which we'll talk about some other time, but the point of today's lesson is just realize you don't always need the root note, and sometimes it opens up a whole new world harmonically. Give it a try. See you next time.